And I'm Camden. Welcome to Ghosts and Garnets, Murder in Idaho.
Special Christmas present from us to you.
Although I don't know if this is a present or what.
We've come to give you nightmares.
All the Christmas nightmares.
Speaking of nightmares, my 5-year-old, your goddaughter, woke us up at 2:30 in the morning and has not gone back to sleep.
What?
So it is now 4:40 p.m. and I am so tired. She's not even cranky.
She's like, la la la. Let's do all the things. Normal. Oh my God. It's my nightmare. Can you give her back or anything? Like return her?
Like her like 99% of the time though.
She's broken. Do you hear my husband? Okay, you guys, I can hear him. He gets on the phone with one of his clients in Boise, and he paces around the house. He can't just stay in one room and be quiet. He paces, and he talks so loud. He just went, ah! I can hear him.
All right, guys. Today, we are going to be giving you a little bit of creep for Christmas.
Christmas creepers.
A very creeper Christmas by Ghosts and Garnets.
Trademark TM.
So we are going to be telling you about creepy holiday traditions from all over the world. And then we are going to end with some Idaho Christmas facts for you. So I think we'll just jump right in. And guys, these are terrifying.
Yeah, they're the worst.
I don't know what happened in Europe back in the effing day to where they thought, you know what we should do? We should scare the shit out of everyone, including our children.
Oh, for sure.
Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Terrifying.
The rest of the world doesn't really have the same Halloween traditions as us, so maybe they were just like, we gotta figure out a way to terrify children at least once a year.
Well, I think a lot of this comes from pagan stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But the fact that they still do it, I mean, a lot of these places still do this, and it's so creepy. I think this first one might be the creepiest.
Did you know that they made a movie about this first one?
I thought that yes, I think I do remember it years ago.
I haven't seen it because I thought a scary Christmas movie is my, worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I can't. But anyway, we'll talk about it. It's Krampus. In many European countries, St. Nicholas has companions who act as negative counterparts. St. Nick is the benevolent good cop. You do not want to meet the bad cop. One particularly bad cop is Krampus, a demonic half-goat monster with horns and a long tongue. He drags chains behind him as he walks and rattles them ominously. He carries a birch to whip bad children and sometimes a basket or sack for kidnapping them. The eve of St. Nicholas, the 5th of December, is Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht, yeah.
Hordes of Krampuses march through alpine towns in elaborate, sinister costumes. In recent years, the Krampus' tendency to go on drunken rampages, getting in fights, and destroying property has become a bit of a problem. No, thank you!
Yeah, they have hordes of Krampuses.
Do you think that
stomp about the street?
If you grew up with this Christmas tradition, that Christmas would be one of your favorite holidays?
No.
I would never want Christmas to come.
I don't think I would leave my house. I mean, really, these are terrifying. We're going to post all of these pictures to our socials so you guys can see them. Terrifying. I'm going to be talking about a Christmas story that is out of Austria and Bavaria. And it is about a witch named Frau Perchta. And she comes to see who has been naughty or nice. Now, strap in, because this witch does not play. She slits the bellies of bad children and stuffs their corpses with straw.
Oh my God. This is so bad.
There is an annual Perchten gathering in Bavaria where people dress up as Frau Perchta and roam village streets. And I don't understand how people live in these towns. So according to this website that is hella creepy called Burrows of the Dead, Frau Perchta was also known as Berchta or Bertha and has been called Spinnstubenfrau or spinning room lady. She is often depicted with a beaked nose made of iron, dressed in rags, perhaps carrying a cane, and generally resembles a decrepit old crone. But she packs a mighty wallop and carries a long knife hidden under her skirt. She also bears a resemblance to the Scandinavian goddess Frigga, and both of them share one obsession in common: spinning specifically and domestic neatness generally. Frankly, she's pretty judgy about the state of her home for a woman who dresses all in rags. Legend has it that you'd better get all your flax spun by Twelfth Night, which is January 6th. Quote, for when the Christmas season was over, it would be time to set up the big upright loom, at which time you must have enough thread to warp it and start your weaving. And what's Frau Perchta's punishment for those lazy ladies who haven't finished all their weaving? In Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, there were numerous tales of Frau Perchta trampling and even setting fire to half-spun fibers.
This is so...
And if you should really irritate her and have your house be a total mess, or if you failed to leave out a traditional bowl of porridge for her, then her rampaging will extend far beyond your spinning room. She will do nothing less than steal into your bedroom, disembowel you, and replace your guts with rocks.
Replace your guts with rocks. Who knew that weaving could be so terrifying?
I know.
It seems like a pretty rough punishment for not leaving out some porridge and having your flax spun.
These people are hardcore.
Guts with rocks.
Disemboweling children.
Merry Christmas. This one, the picture scares me so bad.
I know.
And Maudie Lewid is how you pronounce this one. Imagine, if you will, it's New Year's Eve. You are a small Welsh child. You hear a knock on the door. You open it. Looming over you is a creature with a horse's skull, wearing a long, billowing cloak, and trailed by people chanting. In the horse's eye cavities are fake eyeballs. Its mouth is slightly ajar. You are paralyzed in terror. Its overly long jaw is spring-loaded, allowing it to mime the words coming from the person hiding beneath it. They're hidden under a white sheet, gripping a pole that holds the skull aloft. The creature is known as Maudie Lewid, and it wants you to let it into your house. As you pee your pants in fear, adults around you wish each other Happy New Year! Maudie Lewid, which means grey mare in Welsh, is part of a tradition dating back to pre-Christian times. At the close of every year, people would go door to door, performing in the guise of this scary-looking horse in the hopes of receiving food and drink. No, thank you, sir.
Yeah, and I was reading an article about how in Welsh towns, they use real horse skulls.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't like you walk on down to your local Piggly Wiggly and pick up a plastic horse skull. No, they're not messing around.
And they're jimmying the horse skull's jaws so that it looks like it's talking to you.
No.
It's fake glass eyes.
No, thank you. I don't even know, do these other places even like children?
No. And then if you let them into your house, then you feed the horse skull, and then you guys all sing songs together. And legend has it that this is how caroling started.
And the children are in therapy for the rest of their lives.
Maybe kids in these countries are just tougher than us.
Well, they'd have to be.
Yeah, I'd be in a catatonic state. Any of these things. All right. We are going to be talking about some Icelandic Christmas folklore and the story of Gryla and the Yule Cat. So Gryla was a giant ogre who lived in a cave. During Christmas, she would emerge to hunt for children, which she kidnaps, takes to her cave, and cooks in a vat of stew.
Yes.
Gryla has a variety of companions, including the Yule Lads, her 13 unruly troll children / large adult sons, and the, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Jula Kotterurin, or Yule Cat.
It seems much easier to say.
Yule Cat is terrifying. Like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour, the massive Yule Cat lopes through town in the dark, peering into the lighted windows of children's bedrooms. The only way to save yourself from being eaten is to show him you got clothes for Christmas because you were good this year. And if you didn't get any new clothes, the trick was you leave out old clothes and hope that it tricks Yule Cat into thinking that you were good.
So weird. But also, this sounds like the nefarious cousin of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes.
And instead of...
Her large adult sons.
Exactly. That Snow White got stuck with the dwarfs, and instead of a cat, she had a bunch of birds around all the time.
This one's scary, too. I don't like it. I don't know if there's anything scarier than a scarecrow. Not just a regular scarecrow, but things that have to do with, like, horror and scarecrows. I just cannot.
So you don't like a good corn maze or something?
No. I don't like being lost. Generally, I'm not sure why people enjoy doing it as a pastime.
All right.
Okay.
This one's called Hans Trap. Is that how you would pronounce it?
I would say Hans Trap, yeah. Alsace-Lorraine, France.
He was a real 15th century figure who lived on the woodland border between Germany and France. He was 6.5 feet tall. He had a reputation for being a little salty. A high-ranking official gifted Hans 2 castles. The first was a piece of uninhabitable junk, but the second was a Berwarstein, an impressive fortress on a hill. Berwarstein technically belonged to a nearby monastery, but Hans did not care. He loved the castle and hated the monastery's abbot from a previous dispute over a church fine. So Hans accepted the gift and moved in, essentially giving the abbot a giant middle finger. So was born a conflict that would end with Hans becoming a boogeyman on par with Krampus.
Krampus.
He used witchcraft and deals with the devil to become rich. When the church found out the extent of his godlessness, they excommunicated and put sanctions on him. Hans retreated into the woods, where the solitude and his growing dependence on Satanism drove him slowly insane. Hans concocted a brilliant plan to trap his first child. He would disguise himself as a scarecrow and lay in wait in a nearby field. Passing children would never realize who he was until it was too late.
Nope.
Sure enough,
Nope.
before long, 10-year-old boy came wandering past, oblivious to the presence of a madman under the stuffed shirt and straw. Hans stabbed him with a stick and then merrily carried him back into the woods, where he salted and roasted him. Hans was just lifting the first bite to his lips when a lightning bolt shot out of the sky and into his skull, killing him on the spot. God had had enough of his crap.
Why didn't God shoot him with the lightning before he roasted the kid? It's a little late on the uptake.
I have a lot of questions for God when I see him. So, I'll just add that to the list.
Add this to your list.
Yeah. Coincidentally, Santa Claus happened to spring up in the same area around the same time. Santa took on silly, reanimated Hans Trapp as a helper, one who would not so subtly reinforce the dangers of being naughty. Now Hans travels with Santa each year, always reaching for, but never quite getting, that first bite of flesh he so badly desires.
Santa has a reanimated corpse?
Santa
That's
needs
his helper?
Santa needs some new friends. Not our Santa.
That is unfortunate.
Well, yep, to say the least.
I don't like that.
I think I want to see a scary movie about this, but not Christmas themed. All right? Okay.
Well, this is what we're talking about, though.
I know. Oh, this next one.
Yes. All right, guys. So this next one we're going to talk about is a legend in Greece, Bulgaria, Serbia, and Turkey. And it is called, it's hard to pronounce, Kalikansari. Oh my God, it's so scary. I don't like it. The Kalikansari are goblins who spend most of the year underground trying to bring about the apocalypse. During Advent, they come out onto human territory to cause mischief and evil. They are sometimes described as black furry creatures with tusks and horns. They are usually male and grotesquely well endowed.
Of course they are. Because it's Christmas. Everyone deserves a gift.
Weird point to make. It seems like a weird point to make on Christmas. He's got a big dick. All right.
It's Christmas.
Kalikansari. You literally just talked about a scarecrow eating a child.
I know.
And then becoming Santa's sidekick. I don't think dick's gonna overwhelm people. Kalikansari, who would be chopping away all year at the Tree of Life in hopes of destroying life on Earth, and then emerge from the darkness to frighten and pick on people for 12 whole days. Much like Dracula and all of the world's dark demons and vampires, the Kalikansari hate the sun. They also hate fire, the cross, and holy water, and have a very short attention span. So as much as they hope to do harm, they never succeed. They can't pay attention that long.
So they're the bozos of the Christmas goblins. Okay. Got it.
During the year, Kalikansari are forced to live underground. They spend their time sawing away at the pagan world tree in hopes of bringing it down, forcing the earth to collapse in on itself and basically killing us and everything that we know. On Christmas morning, the Kalikansari are allowed to roam the earth, distracting them from their goal of bringing about the apocalypse. For the next 12 days, they spend their time scaring humans and being general pains in the ass. In the Greek legends, they take various forms of precaution against encounters with the Kalikansari. The most popular is placing a colander on your doorstep. The goblins get distracted counting the holes in the colander.
They're such idiots. Oh my God.
They cannot count above the number 2. They don't make much headway.
What? So random. Oh my God.
See, the Kalikansari can only count up to 2 because uttering the number 3, a numeral which represents the Holy Trinity, would result in their immediate death. In result, the Kalikansari can stand there for days counting 1, 2, 1, 2. Not terribly bright. So if a Kalikansari does succeed in gaining entry into your home, you can expect some aggravating and disgusting pranks. Putting out fires, rearranging furniture, and defecating in any open containers of food are sure signs you are dealing with one of these creatures. Now here's some creep. Expectant mothers have an added worry this time of year, as it is believed that any child born over the holy nights risks turning into a Kalikansari. So what did mothers do to protect their infants from this terrible fate? They burned their baby's toes over an open fire.
What? Why?
To keep them from turning into large penised ogres.
Oh, so weird. That sounds terrible.
If you didn't have a baby and the smell of burning baby feet to worry about, then you could also try to keep the Kalikansari out of your house by hanging a pig's jawbone over your doorway. No pig parts handy?
I am so
Don't
confused.
fret. You can have a wedding for some logs. A log wedding. If you name one log a boy name and one log a girl name, and then conduct a wedding ceremony for the logs, and then burn them in your fireplace, then the Kalikansari can't come into your house.
What? I feel like I don't even have words for that story because I don't even know.
It's unfortunate. All of these are very unfortunate.
Oh my gosh. Okay, how do I say this?
I think it's Pere Foutard.
Pere Foutard.
Whipping father, yeah. Pere's
France,
father.
Belgium, and Switzerland. Pierre Foutard, also known as the Whipping Father, was a butcher. In one of the most popular tales, he captures 3 boys who appear to be wealthy and on their way to enroll in a religious boarding school. Along with his wife, he kills the children in order to rob them. One gruesome version tells that they drug the children, slit their throats, cut them into pieces, and stew them in a barrel. Saint Nicholas discovered the crime and brought the children back to life. As punishment, he forced Pere Foutard into bondage as his eternal cannibal manservant. He follows Saint Nick around, dealing with the problem children, dispensing lumps of coal and or beatings to naughty children, while Saint Nicholas gives gifts to the well-behaved. This whipping father was said to bring a whip with him to spank all of the naughty children. Saint Nick.
I feel like in all of these, Santa is sort of what's the opposite of a masochist? A sadist? Santa is a sadist in these stories. And what's with trying to scare all of the kids with cannibalism? Like, was that a big problem back then?
Children's stew.
Someone's going to eat you and make you into a stew.
Remember Hansel and Gretel? I mean,
yes.
She pushed them in the fire so she could eat them. That was a German folklore, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Germans are hardcore with their...
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. With their history. Sure are.
Well, I was going to say they're hardcore with their like fairy tales. Because weren't all the fairy tales written by a German?
All fairy tales?
All of the Hansel and Gretel, Cinderella, all of those, weren't all of those stories originally written by a German person?
I don't think so. I think you just made that up.
I think so. I'm Googling it. Yeah, the Brothers Grimm. Let me check and see if they were German, though. Yep.
You're so smart. All right. Well, German folklore and German real lore is a rough go. So...
It is a rough go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. These all kind of bummed me out.
Not me. Did it put you in the Christmas mood? I'm like gonna go watch. You know what my favorite Christmas movie is?
What?
Gremlins.
Gross. I hate Gremlins. My favorite Christmas movie is White Christmas.
Aww.
And the Egyptian plays it every year. And my sister and I go, and then we sing the songs. Like the whole audience sings the songs when they come on. So we sing Sisters, Sisters. We sing that song together.
It sounds very people-y to me.
It's about the most social I get.
It sounds awful. My other favorite Christmas movie is A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Poppy loves that movie.
As she should.
Loves it, loves it. She loved it when she was 3 years old, and I thought it was scary. And she was like, no, I love it.
My kids loved it too. Still do.
Yeah, it's very strange. You guys celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. You always have.
Well, with my parents, we always opened all of our gifts from each other on Christmas Eve. Yes, always. And then Santa came Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I love. Because I like the night. I do not love the morning.
Yeah, we used to, our big family, like Christmas tradition growing up was we used to go Christmas tree hunting, like my mom's whole side of the family. Every year we would go up to the mountains and my grandmother would make chili and we brought sleds and the adults would cut down the trees that they wanted and we would sled and ice skate and eat chili and spend the whole day doing that. And now with my family, my little nuclear family, on Christmas, we stay in our Christmas jammies all day on Christmas Day because we do like a big Christmas Eve dinner with the rest of the family. And then on Christmas Day, we spend all day in our pajamas and we get Thai food for dinner.
Yum. I love Thai food.
And the kids just like play with all their new shit. And Russ and I lounge. And I make homemade dairy-free cinnamon rolls for my dairy allergy people in my family.
Are they good?
And they're never good. They're always terrible.
But you keep doing it year after year.
Always terrible. Russ and the kids will eat them even though they're awful.
That's because they're sweet peas.
Well, I think Russ is just hard up for like any dessert. And so.
Yeah, that's a rough go. Poor Russ. I always feel bad when we talk about this.
For our Idaho, since we took you out of Idaho for today, I looked for some weird Idaho stuff and really couldn't find any weird Idaho stuff. So that's why we went over to old-timey Europe for some fucking creepiness.
I think I have nightmares.
Yeah. You want to just go back and forth on these?
Sure. Am I going first?
If you want.
Oh, Idaho. Coeur d'Alene boasts the tallest living Christmas tree in America. The Grand Fir stands 162 feet tall, and each year it is decorated for the holidays with 40,000 lights and topped with a 10-foot star.
I wonder how they can't use, is it a fake tree?
No, it's probably a live tree.
How do they find a 162-foot Grand Fir every year?
Well, maybe it's just growing. Like it's alive. Oh,
it's a planted one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Smarty pants you.
I know. Every once in a while, Jacob and I took the kids up to the See Santa Claus on the Coeur d'Alene Christmas cruise.
Oh, is that the same as the booze cruise that we went on?
It actually is the same boats, but this is
guys, we were in college. This is not recent.
This was a family, and they had the Grinch, and you went out, and then you saw Santa, and Santa had a list, and he read off Ashton and Ruby's names.
Oh,
and
that's cute.
Yeah, there was hot chocolate and stuff. It was fun.
I'm always really jealous. My cousin Erin, she lives in Portland, and she takes her kids on. They have like a Polar Express train.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
And so they get to do that, and I think that is so fun, and I wish we had something like that here. We have train tracks, Boise.
Yeah.
May as well use them.
May as well.
All right, so in 2005, a place called Santa, Idaho, which who knew, made headlines when it received $20,000 to change its name to secretsanta.com. As part of a promotional effort by the gift exchange site. You know, in classic sneaky Idaho fashion, they reverted back to their original name 1 year later.
So random. Secretsanta.com.
I've never heard of Santa, Idaho.
Neither have I.
I have no idea where it even is.
No, I don't.
I thought Peekaboo, Idaho was the weirdest.
Yeah, well, secretsanta.com is way weirder.
Agreed.
A Christmas light show spectacular with a heavy bass beat has been wowing holiday revelers since it was first created in 2005 by the Cadger family in Meridian, Idaho. Internet famous as the, quote, dubstep house, gained even more national attention in 2015 after it became a part of the ABC television's holiday special, The Great Christmas Light Fight. Only America.
True. I've never seen this because it's out of my bubble.
Is this the one that they put, like, to the lights all to the music?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen it on the news.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, There would be sleigh rides through neighborhoods to look at Christmas lights. The sleigh would go in the street. We used to go on the week before Christmas. We would all pile on in these giant sleighs pulled by horses and go through the streets.
In case you guys didn't know, Whitney comes from a rich white family who sleighs around every Christmas looking at Christmas lights and going in the forest and ice skating and getting Christmas trees with their homemade chili out of silver.
It wasn't our sleigh.
Okay.
Anyway, that was fun. We used to do that.
Well, anyway.
Well, guys, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We hope we don't give you Christmas nightmares.
Or we hope that we do.
I hope we do. So that is the story of our creeper Christmas around the world. We hope you enjoyed hanging out with us.
Yes, we hope you had a lovely and safe holiday, however you celebrate, unless it is by putting children in stew, in which case we do not wish you a happy holiday season.
Happy holidays!